2020 is being romanticized by Gen Alpha kids? I'd give anything in the world to experience 2020 as a teenager.
Wait, I know you.
You mean you'd like to experience becoming an alcoholic before you hit 20? You're saying you want this experience, right? The lining up for toilet paper outside a grocery store up to an hour because people were either stockpiling in fear of going out and catching the viddy, or for some reason, apparently the vid just affected our bowels.
Y'all taking all the toilet paper from—
How about the mass job losses because your parents' job just isn't essential enough? So deal with it. Oh, I remember a really good one, being locked inside of your bedroom, watching as your crucial teen years are slowly being wasted away. It's one thing to aestheticize tomatoes and red lipstick, but the 2020 aesthetic is upon us. I was 18 when the pandemic begun, and I lost 2 birthdays by drinking alone and playing Fortnite. I mean, I would have done that anyways, but I would like to have had the choice to go out at least further than 5 kilometers. What better way to spend my time by going out there and bettering myself? No. I almost felt like a prisoner, but then I remembered that Norwegian prisoners had it better than the Australians during the pandemic, during 2020 through to almost 2022. I can't possibly imagine why Gen Alpha would romanticize what millions of people globally would like to erase from their memory, or better yet, to have never experienced at all. But it's probably because they think all we did during the lockdown was make sugar strawberries and aesthetic coffees. Little ones, I was crying my eyes day in and day out because my mental health was declining. A few friends of mine went ghost on me, not at their own fault, but because their friends took their own lives, because they didn't see a way out of this whole mess. Getting on Xbox and loading up Fortnite and Ubering wild turkeys to my front door was what I looked forward most to every single day. That has never been me before that, and yes, I love Fortnite, okay? If we really want to get raw here, I wasn't making aesthetic drinks. I discovered that my anxiety had come back after years of keeping it at bay, only to, I'm not really sure if I want to put this out there, but it's for the cause. I was sitting on the couch verbalizing to my parents that I was scared I was going to myself because my thoughts had gotten extremely dark and extremely dangerous. It was the very first time in my life ever that I had gotten onto antidepressants. I was first put onto something that made me feel like a complete zombie, and then onto something that made me feel completely dried up of all emotions ever and just the meanest person ever. Like, I would wake up and already hate the day. It hasn't even been a full 4 years yet, and 2020 is being aestheticized into this retro cool girl moment. I guess I'm just a little confused. What exactly is the desire that Gen Alpha kids have for experience something that, to be quite honest with you, almost me mentally? And who knows, if I was not surrounded by the most amazing people that I am so blessed with, calling my family, stop it, Caitlin, stop it, stop! It could have very well gone how it went for many different people across all walks of life. I genuinely think that the reason these kids are glorifying a year that ruined so many people's lives is because they just see it as TikTok trends. Yeah, TikTok got huge in 2020. That's pretty much the main reason that people like Charli D'Amelio and Addison Rae blew the up. It's why there were so many funny and creative trends being made up, because there was all else to do. It was either that or drink yourself to sleep in a psychosis that you haven't gotten a Vic Royale yet. Now, I've been seeing some people say that it's the exact same for whenever people say, I wish I lived through the 90s or the Y2K era. Honestly, no. Personally, I think it is not the same. Don't get me wrong. I completely understand where those people are coming from. It's just that 2020 was the year that changed people forever. Some people will never have their first proms. Some people completely forgot how to socialize and are still trying to reteach themselves today. People's mental health still just haven't recovered from it all.
Normalize the fact that a lot of us never bounced back from 2020. Because the more I talk about this, the more I realize I'm not alone in this. And it makes sense. Like, our lives were totally shifted upside down during that time. Now we're just expected to bounce back and like everything's normal. It's not. That time was extremely traumatic for all of us for a multitude of reasons. We exit that time and now there's more uncertainty than ever.
2020 was the best year. Look, that is insane, but let's put our smarty pants on, all right? 2020 could have very well been the best year ever for this person, somehow. But this person is literally 13. They're 13. You were a kid, my guy. Of course you thought 2020 was rainbow and sunshines because you were completely unaware. I'm sorry, I just think it is so wild how fast time is moving to the point where the next generation of children are already looking at something like 2020 and thinking of it almost as if it's the reincarnation of the 90s or the Y2K era, which is so wild for me to even verbalize. I'm sorry, I felt cringe going up and down my spine because 2020 is nothing like that. There wasn't really much good to come out of it. In fact, there were so many net negatives rather than positives. You don't have to have lived through 2020 to be able to make a frothy coffee. Yes, little Susie, you can make all of these aesthetic drinks. You don't need to go back in time. So with all of that being said, everybody, what do you think about Gen Alpha trying to bring 2020 back? To me, it's so dystopian in a way because why? It's literally just because of TikTok trends. And it's kind of sad to admit, but that was pretty much the only good thing that came out of 2020. TikTok is a bag of shit now compared to what it was in 2020. Now, that may be me romanticizing it. And yes, there may be people out there who miss 2020. I don't know why you would, but each their own, I guess. Take care of yourselves, and most of all, love your fucking selves. Yap as well.